The fact that I had to build this with my hands through my struggles, and I was able to overcome everything that ever stopped me, and I was able to take accountability, grow up, and mature myself. And now I'm finna get over this last hurdle that always stopped me, which is me having to defend myself or take up for myself, because that's something I've never done really. I've always letting people get away with treating me any type of way, and I was always that person that didn't really see the need to fight for anything because I didn't see the seriousness of the situation like most people did. But with this, I do, because it took me long enough to build this career and build this platform, and I'm going to defend it any way I have to, because that's the way that is what Spirit is putting on my heart today. And I feel like when you work hard building something, and it's time for you to defend it, you have to defend it, because that's the one thing in spirituality. That's the last test that I haven't passed yet. I've done every other test and passed it with flying colors. This is the last part of my spiritual journey that I need to do so I can unlock the last level of my spiritual energy. And that's what I feel like Spirit is bringing back to me now. So I can finally do that and get that part out of the way. Because in my last past experiences, it's the one thing that I've hesitated on doing. That's why some of my journey have been repeated so many times. And I understand that now that I'm in spirituality. But now that I've worked for it myself and I understand what my life is, I'm going to play it out differently and make sure if that moment comes, I do what I have to do, because I don't want to be stuck in this same life cycle going through these same things, putting myself in these same situations over and over again with different people, praying for opportunities, getting them, doing well, and then letting something come and interrupt it. That's been the story of my life for too long. It's either surgeries or something getting in the way or something always popping up. And I get tired of something popping up. This is the first thing I ever had in my life where I could actually do something about it. And I actually had the control over what happened that I can remember. And now that I actually have the control and I have the strength and I can control the outcome, I'm going to make sure I stand in my power and do what I have to do so I can break this repetitive cycle and make sure I break through to the other side. Because I felt like in the other situations, I didn't want to take control, or I didn't have control, or something happened out of my control. This is the first time I can clearly remember me having fully physical control over what happens in my life. And I want to make sure I stand in my power and make sure I do what I have to do. Because, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating this cycle for multiple decades in the future. I want to make sure that cycle stops here with me doing what I have to do to make sure we break the cycle and change history. That's my goal. I want to change my family history, my history, and give us a different outcome. And the only way I can do that is by passing my last spiritual test, which is for me to stand up for myself and face whatever criticism is coming my way. And I can feel it coming. I don't know where it's coming from or what it's coming from, but I know I can feel it heavily, especially over the last few days. It's really heavy, but it's the last spiritual test I have to pass so I can break my cycle and reach the next level. I do know that. So I'm excited about it. I want it to happen so I can do what I have to do so I can get past it and move on to the next level. and prove to God I'm ready to go to that ultimate level. I'm ready to break the cycle and move forward so the next generation can live easier and we don't have no repeated cycles in life, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion though. I can feel my body getting nervous. I can feel my body getting shaky. My powers are getting shaky. That just means the time is nearing and it'll be here soon. But I'm going to stand in my power, and when it comes, it comes. I'll be ready for it. I don't know when it's going to come, but you know how in spirituality you can just feel something building up. That's what I've been feeling for the last few days. And I know something is coming, but I'm ready for it whenever it comes, and I'm going to do what I have to do, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, though, on my personal spiritual journey.